Hey everybody. Hey, I just wanted to have a little word just today. I've been studying about this all day. I was up most of the night last night. I couldn't sleep. I guess it was probably 3 a.m. or beyond before I finally could close my eyes. Been studying about a lot of things. I watched a video yesterday I sent many of you guys. Posted on Facebook about what's going on in the entire world, where we're at as a people. And I can't help but I keep asking myself the same question over and over and over again. I've been asking for 3 years at least. What's it going to take? What's going to be the proverbial straw that wakes people up and they say, you know what, no more? Uh, Country is just about gone if you don't know it. We're about this close to being back worse than we were prior to our founders launching the Revolutionary War. I could talk for hours about what's all going on, and I'll try to paraphrase a little bit. How many of you know how much land, farmland, is owned in America, even in the great state of Arkansas, by the likes of Bill Gates and Chinese? Why? Why are they buying so much American farmland? And now, just this week, our president signed an order and some kind of agreement to pretty much put not ban on farming, but a big attack on farmers. Slowly but surely, they're fixing to start penalizing American farmers if they dare to grow a crop. Why would they do that? Because they're trying to starve us out. Get us under their thumb. Our president, Democrats as a whole, in conjunction with the likes of Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, and many other far left, radical, progressive groups, are working with China, working with countries all over this world that have decided that America, as it's been for the last 250 years, can no longer stand. They don't like our way of life. They don't like our Constitution. They do not like a constitutional republic. Uh, the attacks against our children have gotten ridiculous. Barack Hussein Obama, and I said this 12, 14 years ago, whenever he was in office, when he began to push for transgenders in any bathroom, I said right then, if I didn't have my Facebook page deleted by the Communist Zuckerberg 3 years ago, I could show you where I said this 12 years ago, probably. That was going to be the worst thing he ever done as a president. Look where we're at today. Drag queen story hours taking place in our libraries, Pride months at our schools. Yeah, I know most schools got out before June the 1st, but some didn't. Some in Arkansas actually celebrated Pride Month on June the 1st. Today in Little Rock, I noticed it was pointed out to me, and I went by to look and see our VA hospital underneath the American flag and I believe the POW flag. Couldn't hardly tell for the wind wasn't blowing today. The Pride flag is still there, even though our gutless representation from Arkansas and Washington did actually call the VA director and told him to take it down. He said that he would have it taken down, yet it's still there. Why are we letting this happen? Look, I don't care. Well, I care, but it's not really my business to get involved. If people want to be gay, transgender, whatever, when they're adults, if they want to go do it, that's fine. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. Gays are nothing new to us. But now they decide they're not content with just sleeping with one another in their bedroom and minding their business. So you got to come out and not only tell me and you about it, cram it in their face, but let's see if we can't drag your kids into it as well. That's where we're at. Um, you know why? Because they see we won't push back. Yes, thankfully we have a handful of parents that are fighting this tooth and nail, and I applaud you. Don't think it's going unnoticed. And I'm trying what little I can as well with my time. But in the grand scheme of things, we're a very, very, very small, probably less than 1/2 of 1% of the public is actually fighting against the corruption against our children. We need so many more, not only against our children, but against us. Do you know why the radical left doesn't bother to continue to go down the path they go down against us conservatives? They know we won't fight. We won't do anything. Oh, we'll punch all about how mad we are about it on social media, but that's it. We're not leaving our living room. We're not going to go rally. We're not going to go protest. Or we don't want to get it put on a list. Or, well, that doesn't really do anything. Or I think so and so is going to get elected next term. It's all going to be better. People, that ain't cutting it. We've kicked the can down the road long enough. Do you know that countries around the world, our Canadian neighbors, when they were being run over by Trudeau and his illegal tax on the citizens, they got out and marched in protest. Even Chinese people, under threat of a communist regime, occasionally protest in large numbers. That was all over the world, countries except for America. You don't see large-scale revolts by conservatives. BLM and Antifa can burn down half the damn country. Most of us ain't getting out of our couch to stop it. It's really sad. It's embarrassing. Actually, it just burns me up. I'll be honest with you about it. Because there's only a few that'll say to me, "Hey, Scott, we got to do something. We got to do something." And the rest are like, "Well, yeah, but what? Or what can we really do?" Well, you know what? How about we start taking over our state capitals or somewhere very visible in large-scale protests? I don't mean 20 or 30 of my buddies show up. I mean thousands of citizens show up and say enough is enough. That's the only way we will get this radical left administration to look at us, because right now they're laughing at us. Because we won't fight. And look here, I'm not encouraging violence or crime. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm talking peaceful but yet firm protest. We're well within our rights to gather and assemble and make our voices heard. Be very clear about it, be very loud about it, be very firm about it, and that's not breaking laws. I'm not encouraging criminal activity of any kind. Please don't misunderstand me. But I am encouraging you to get pissed off and show it, and let the people know you're damn mad and you had enough. I'm telling you, I'm 51 years old, and I've got grandkids that are 9 and under that I'm going to do all I can for. Well, I watch many people I know with kids, grandkids, that are just going to sit back and roll over until their grandkids grow up into a socialist environment in these United States of America. And I'll be honest with you, you ought to be ashamed of yourself when you get to that point. If you get to be 75 years old and we haven't done enough as a nation to stop this, and it go down the path it's going, and you sit back and ignore the warnings, you watched as the government told you couldn't even go and see your dying mama in the nursing home, you just sat back and said, okay, that really makes me angry, but I guess I'll go back home and I won't see my mom today or next month. And you realize that we sat back and let that happen. We watched as our parents, our grandparents passed away in nursing homes and hospitals without us seeing them for months and months prior to their death because of COVID. Much of this country let the government and the WHO talk them into getting vaccinated, even though now today it's been proven that people like me and a few of you others were right. It was a bad idea. It's killing people. But we did. locked down. We shut our business down. We watched business go out of business right here in this town where I live. I watched a couple of businesses shut down completely because of COVID. Killed them. Because they couldn't have indoor dining without masks and all that garbage. And we said we took it. Like good little boys and girls. And we just embarrassed our forefathers who fought for this country. God, do you ever stop and think about what our founders did? I mean, you ever really soaked in what was taking place back then? They went up against an adversary they had no chance to defeat. Not because they thought we can take them. They actually, back in their mind, thought they would get beat. But they decided enough is enough. I'm not going to take any more. We're not going to stand by and let this happen. We will die on this hill. Today, we'll get kicked around, slapped in the face, so get in your house and don't come out unless you're vaccinated with a mask on. Yes, sir. Let me know when I can come back out. Or, yes, we're going to have pornographic books in your kids' library and you're going to sit there and shut your mouth. Okay. I didn't like it. I didn't understand. Or we got to vote for better leaders. My God, how long have we been saying that garbage? We don't vote for better leaders. In the state of Arkansas, we have 4 United States congressmen who aren't worth a plug nickel. None of them. But they keep getting reelected. Oh, they're Republicans, okay. We're a Republican state. Yeah, really. Our 2 senators. Workers as tits on a bullhog. But one of them just got reelected because that's how we voted. Look at the Mitch McConnell, the Lindsey Grahams. Why do they keep getting reelected? People like you and I keep voting for them. And they keep going back out there and they do nothing. And then we sit back and wonder why nothing gets done in Washington. We get mad, we get pissed off, we fuss about it on Facebook, and we talk about it over coffee at McDonald's. But that's as far as it's going. Say, come on, let's go stand up. Let's make our forefathers proud. Let's save our kids. Well, I want to, but, well, look, I know this is harsh. Frequently I'm harsh, I'm blunt, and that's why I turn a lot of people off, and I get that. But you don't really get anywhere when you just sugarcoat everything and say, well, it's going to be all right, and you're doing a good job. And I'm probably, well, not. I'm embarrassed. But 97% of my fellow countrymen won't do anything to save this republic. Nothing. They won't save their kids or grandkids. It's not worth a fight. Oh, they mad, but they're not going to fight about it. When will you fight about it? What will be the last straw? It should have been a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, but it didn't, and it wasn't 6 months ago nor last week. So when will it be here? What's it going to take? Look up Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, if you don't already know. Many of you know this, I get that, but many don't. You should. There's no reason today somebody who identifies as a conservative should sit here with a blank stare on their face when I mention Klaus Schwab or WEF. You should be able to hold at least a little bit of a conversation about that topic today, because they're your biggest enemies. They control not only Joe Biden and the Barack Obamas, but all of the people like him all over the world. The Trudeau's in Canada, Merkel's in Germany, everywhere. They're telling us what to do and what we're going to do. Be surprised next year, some of your neighbors If you live in the Delta area part of Arkansas, like I do, cropland not even planted. I wonder why they're not planting all this land. There used to have been soybeans here for the last 50 years. Biden told him no. And he signed an order about it. When you can't go to the store and buy groceries that you normally used to buy, what are you going to do? Are you canning? Are you preparing and saving food? Are you allying with more people than just your next door neighbor when things go south and you can't feed your family? Because I'm telling you, with as much love as I can muster, when it comes down to it, I'm taking care of my family. The food and the rations I have, the measures of protection that I have will be solely for my immediate family. The very small percentage of true allied conservative patriots that I know, we will network together and take care of one another. But the 400 or 500 friends I've got on Facebook need not holler at me about, hey man, can I buy a loaf of bread, or can I get a box of 9mm from you? No, you can't, because I warned you. And it's not because I don't like you, because if you're watching this, I like you, you're my friend. But you will not take food or ammo from my family when it gets that bad, unless you have been with me in this journey for the last few years and you're willing to reciprocate in other ways to help me. Yeah, so we don't want to hear it, we don't want to talk about it, but we got to do something. You need to start gathering people together and figuring out how we're going to stop the tyranny that's taking place in these United States. Because I'm fed up to here. And nights like last night where I lay there and can't sleep because it's eating at me. And the apathy, that's what's been driving me insane for the last several years, the apathy. I just don't understand it. Do you not talk about these kind of things because you're not interested, you don't concern yourself with them, or you're afraid of being on a list, or you're afraid it upset your liberal friends? I mean, what is it? Because so many I know would never engage in a conversation like this publicly. They might do it with me on my porch, but they're not going to do it on Facebook. Well, my customers, or my neighbors, or the people I go to church with, or my brother and sister-in-law, but nothing. But nothing. Get a damn backbone, people. Get a backbone.